I'm legitimately starting to get worried for President Trump because his poll numbers are so astronomically high right now that he's becoming nearly unstoppable from all of the data that we are seeing. This is from The Economist, and this is their forecast and the chance of winning. If you see these trends from President Trump, back in May, it was a 55% to 44% pro-President Trump. June 5th, 61%, 39% for Joe Biden. June 17th, Trump now sitting at a 72% chance of winning the election. And if you're paying attention, that is very believable because President Trump is easily the most popular person in this country, and it's not even close. And this not just The Economist. I mean, every one of the polls right now are trending in his direction. This is a video that I saw from Gold Crown Politics, and it breaks down the electoral map. And just listen to the trends that are going on and listen to what the forecast is for President Trump.
The state has not voted Republican in over 50 years, marking a stunning victory for Trump in the state. And this really is proven through polling data. Trump is now leading the polling aggregate in Minnesota by 1.6 points. I mean, that is just crazy, right? Trump has taken the lead in the state. And it's not like this is a single poll, guys. Trump is now leading the polling aggregate in Minnesota. That pushes my confidence for him in the state to a whole new level. And back in 2020, Democrats were overestimated in the state by about a few points, meaning this margin here in the aggregate is likely underestimating Trump. I also have the states of both Virginia and New Hampshire tilting to Trump by under a single point. And this, once again, is confirmed through polling data. Just like Minnesota, Trump is now leading the aggregate for Virginia. Who would have thought, right? A Republican is leading the Virginia polling aggregate. That is just insane. I believe I was actually the first political channel to really realize that.
And if you look at that map, again, 270 to win. On this forecast, he has Trump sitting at 345 right now, just on the forecast, based on the polling information, based on the data that's out there. But we're going to play a clip from Alex Jones that I think puts it into perspective here in just a minute. But let's finish the rest of this out to hear what the ultimate forecast for this particular channel has Trump at in the 2024 election.
Virginia was actually competitive. Back when I had my channel in March, I first called the state for Trump, actually, but then over the next few months, I had it going back to Biden by about a point, but now Trump is leading the aggregate. That pushes my confidence for him in the state. And once again, Trump was underestimated in the state back in 2020. For those of you who think Virginia or Minnesota has no chance of flipping, what data are you looking at? What numbers are you seeing? Because what I'm seeing is that at the very least, those two states are competitive. And considering Trump is leading both aggregates in those states, if anything, he's going to be underestimated like he was in 2020. So if you think those states are not close, you've got to re-examine your thinking because even the raw polling aggregates have Trump leading in both of those states. And now to the state of New Hampshire. I have that as a tilt margin for Trump as well. This is the one state you could really say that's better for Biden. According to the polling data, he's up by almost 4 points in the aggregate. But in 2020, Democrats were overestimated by over 3 points, and the state voted just 7.5 points on Trump's ability. This is just a complete and total landslide through and through. This is just a beatdown. I mean, like I said earlier in the video, the Electoral College and popular vote are most similar to 2008, where Barack Obama had a landslide election and won 365 electoral votes and the popular vote by around 7 points. So as I said, this is where the election currently stands. Trump does not just win 2024, but by a very large, convincing margin. If you made it to the end of the video.
So again, this is all forecast. This is all based on polling information. You go back to an interactive polls and now 72% chance of winning from that particular forecast. But this is what worries me right here. Let's listen to what Alex Jones has to say, and this is why I said that I'm very worried about President Trump. Let's listen.
Alex, I have to ask you, and I'm going to interview you for a minute. Alex, what do you think they'll do to President Trump between now and Election Day?
You're reading my mind.
What will they do to him?
God literally gave us Donald Trump imperfect as most men or women that God raises up in history. But he is a man of steel. He is a man who has ice water in his veins. He is a man who gets stronger under attack. And so they have already put him through hell with all these show trials and rigged courts, civil and criminal. And they are going to try to assassinate President Trump. Make no mistake about that. They are going to try to pull out all the stops, and so we've got to pray for President Trump many times a day. And we've got to bust our rear ends to get out there in America, because the people are waking up and they're ready to become fully awake, and let them know that the WF and the UN and Bill Gates have said they're bringing new lockdowns, more forced injections. They're cutting off the farms. They're cutting off the energy. And if you think the economy in free fall right now is bad, it is going to be 10 times worse. So this is existential. We are at war with the globalists, and we must now recognize that this is a war. This is just as important as 1776, and in the context of the population of the world and the weapons we have now, it is more important. This is a continuation of the fight between free, open societies and tyrannical world government. And the left represents the most evil, wicked, anti-free market corporations on the planet, led by BlackRock, that thinks it controls your life.
So obviously that's what I'm saying when I say I'm worried about President Trump. Now, I do think that it's good that Alex Jones is out there at least highlighting this and putting this out there as a discussion, because, and I don't know, I'm not saying that that's my prediction per se, but I will say that they've thrown so much at him up to this point, whether it be illegal stuff, whether it be raiding Mar-a-Lago, whether it be arresting him, putting him on trial, finding him guilty on 34 counts. It's unbelievable what they're putting President Trump through, and he just continues to stand above all of it, and you end up getting a map like this. Potential landslide victory, 72%, the new chance of winning in this particular forecast right here. And every other poll has trending in Donald Trump's direction right now. And that's not going to slow down. Trump is not going to lose any momentum as we head to November. He's only going to continue to gain momentum at this point in time. He's not going to lose anything. So his momentum is at an all-time high right now, and that does make me nervous because, as I've said here on this channel talking about this, I don't think that Trump supporters or people that are just against the Biden administration, I don't think that anyone needs to approach this from an arrogant standpoint and going, we got this in the bag. We need to be operating like we are the New England Patriots in the third quarter of the Super Bowl and the Atlanta Falcons were up 28-3, and that's how we need to act. Because once you start getting complacent, that's where things start falling apart. So as much as I'm excited for all of these poll numbers and the direction that we're trending in, I hope that people do not get complacent, because it's going to be a wild few months leading into the election, a very wild few months. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.